Hello and welcome back for some more Mass Effects. So, we have a fighter pushed out of a ship with a gun on it and the lights turned on. And your hope is when this plane is going zip, 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 you go pew, pew. And in doing that, it'll cause some sort of armed response that you guys can use to thin out the herd. I believe that was the plan. However, Rick, didn't you say you wanted to do that plan somewhere further from here, or is this fine for what your plan was?
I don't think moving the fighter very far away is going to make much of a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Although it might cause them to start bombing this broken half of the ship.
Okay. Anything else? Any other phase to this plan? Anything else you're trying to do, or we could just kind of?
Oh,
I mean, I would still make the argument for switching out the weapons, because a Reaper battery, even on a good day, will not one-shot that fighter.
This is... Yes,
It doesn't matter if it one-shots or not.
But we need to take it out.
Does it matter if it's one shot? No. It's a zilchol matter. Because we're not in a
Carmine would
dogfight.
still go on a lengthy, explanation of how hitting a fighter class with a Reaper battery is going to be significantly harder than using the sand thrower.
Scott said it didn't matter for this. Scott literally, when he was describing the clumsy thing, said it didn't matter here.
That's because I forgot what your plan was. I was thinking, you're shooting the Ezo core, making it blow up, and then Rick made one extra
Ezo core
sentence.
is on our ship.
I meant whatever the power source was, and then I
Okay,
remember
so
one other
matter,
thing,
then
and
we'll
it does.
change it.
The flak one does matter.
I was not caring about changing it purely because Scott said it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I was of the same thought process as you all.
Oh, that's
then
funny.
we'll change
I
it. That wouldn't
changed
be a
halfway
conversation to
through
have.
what I was saying because of something that Rick said. I thought you followed along. I was not.
I don't know.
No,
No.
I will drop way more breadcrumbs for you.
Just say it out loud.
That's what I mean.
I don't care about breadcrumbs. Unless
I
you're
like
having a nice
breadcrumbs, though.
breaded
Tastes
treating
good.
them something.
What if they're like croutons?
See, Rick followed. I'm going to say Erin followed too because she's going to be muted for too long to respond. So she followed. All right, so you're going to switch that out. That's going to be an electronics check. And of course, it's going to take time.
I can do it. I have electronics
ahead,
1.
I'm helping.
Unless somebody else has electronics.
I'm helping.
I would only break it.
So he's giving you a +1 to counteract your -1 because you're still dying.
Can I assist because weapons heavy is skill level 1?
Yeah, you go right ahead.
All right.
You're getting a +2 to counteract your -1. You get a +1.
We have 3 party pool luck. Should I risk it? Or should I use
You have 7. I wrote further up there
Oh,
+4
7?
of it.
Jesus.
I wrote higher.
Said it.
I mean, if you want.
I mean,
Does it
we have
matter if
7.
we do this fast or not?
I'll just not use the party pool luck.
Double ones.
I never use it, so if you want to go ahead and go for it, just do it.
I'll re-roll.
Exactly. You're an
Oh,
engineer.
Cid ability, yeah.
Good.
Better.
Much
Better. Acceptable.
better. Okay, so with your the 3 of you working on it, and poor Constantinia still being out there, Bum's probably starting to get a little sore. They don't have glutes anyways. Bird people. So they, as you guys are there working on it, removing this one weapon, getting the other one on, the ship is flying around back and forth. It is still scouting the area to see where any of you are. She had buried herself down, so it can't see her from overhead, and you guys are actually behind the vessel. However, you guys are moving quick, so only make 1 check. Perception. Oop, what are we doing? Stop. There we are. Perception, intelligence. Oh, that's not the character I wanted either. Sorry, I was about to roll off of Sid's character, not Sid, Lucinia's character sheet. There, and there. Making my roll. So flying around back and forth, at one point in time, Constantinia, you actually see that the ship, which has been more or less scouting the area for a long while, at some point in time does a swing by, and you actually see its course changes to come over by where, to start flying past where you are, that gap between the two broken halves, and over towards where your companions are at the back half. You see it heading in that direction.
I will let them know it's heading in that direction, and I will move towards that way myself.
Sure. Awesome. So are you gonna try to move low and slow, or are you gonna hoof it?
Low and slow.
Okay. All right, guys. So you hear this heads up. The fighter is coming your way. Your vessel, the thing is not finished being put together yet, but it's almost there. Unfortunately, you guys were doing this repair job out in the open, and so it became because obviously you needed the workspace and so it's noticed you doing the job. What are you doing?
I would say that you've probably been spotted. You should take cover.
Yeah, I would probably dash inside the ship immediately.
The fighter or the big ship?
The big ship.
Okay.
Oh, okay, we're running away. Sure.
Oh, Sid's not running. Sid's got a job to do. Literally, if they blow up the ship, the entire plane's gone.
Yeah, I was also saying, yeah, because if they just shoot here and they get a good hit, everything's ruined anyway. So yeah, I would keep fixing it anyway. In fact, if I see Carmine going to run, I would yell.
I mean, if I see that they're determined to stay, I will take a few steps and then just begrudgingly take out my assault rifle and like line up.
Okay. Hey, now that Ollie's actually here, you can ask him to borrow it again.
Yeah, Carmine did suggest that potentially using Eichel as a sniper rifle.
You couldn't use it even if you wanted to. It's not designed for humans. It has no scope, it has no mount. You shoot that, your arms fly off.
That's fine.
There you go.
You wouldn't see what you were shooting at. It wouldn't work.
So just mothers are under their breath. Well, maybe you should just let them use it anyways.
Last time
I want my arms to blow off.
Last time I said he said no and gave no reasoning. so
You would get a lengthy reasoning why, and it is gruesome detail about which tendons would rip and.
Carmine could completely follow that medically, so he would know.
So you guys are actually doing a really quick job of doing this electronics check when unfortunately you got spotted during the task. You're near the end, as I had already said. For you to finish this task, you're going to need to make me another electronics check. Carmine's no longer assisting you. Carmine's lining up for a shot, so you just have a -1/+1 for a +0 on your roll, Frank. Are you going to use PPL?
Now is the time.
Yeah, I think I will.
Yeah.
That's a 3D, right?
Yes, it's the green one. Yeah.
Got it. Middle one. Ta-ta.
There you go.
11.
It's the same exact
way,
result.
If I had a +1 on the first one, I had a 12, not an 11. I didn't count the +1.
Cool.
I just thought I had the 0.
Cool. So, things probably would have gone a little bit differently had I known it was a 12, but that's fine. We'll just keep things as they are. So it's literally, the ship is coming over. It's careening over very quickly. It clearly notices you guys. So you're lying there, lining up or whatever. And Rick, because you're watching the vessel, obviously, you see its trajectory just suddenly change. You see that the way that the thing is moving, everything about it, probably the way it shifted the power balance on the vessel itself, completely shifted. It went from scouting mode, more or less, to combat mode. It's not like an X-Wing fighter where you saw the wings open up or anything, but
I was thinking about that too.
But you definitely see the change in it that shows that this is about to happen. Now, actually, Rick, you get to have a free shot off of it as it notices you guys because, you were lying low waiting for it.
Yeah. So this is going to be with the -2 again for being like long range?
Yeah, it was -2 for long range, -2 for it moving. I was actually giving you a -4, but you bursted to get yourself back to just a -2.
Yeah, I know. I will activate Overkill again, if you will allow it.
Yeah.
For this scene. And I will take 2 bursts at it.
Cool. That means you can't use it for the big gun.
It's the same scene. if he gets
Yeah,
in a big turn.
it literally doesn't
He
matter.
could just hop in now. It's the same scene.
It's only 2 rounds long.
Oh
It's
crap,
gonna
that's
take
damage.
him a round to I probably.
Yeah. Okay, so...
That's I booted the roll, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
And I am attacking the windscreen once again.
Of course. And because you're attacking specifically the screen itself, did I apply a penalty last time for attacking a specific area? I don't think I did
I don't
because of how
think you
large it
did.
is.
You did the -2 for
Yeah.
using the scope.
So you hit the screen and you crack it up even more. And once again, the ship is just kind of like makes some quick readjustments. Like oh shit! You make another attack with it.
And that's going to be with a -4 added on to that.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a miss.
I will use my ability to make that a hit. And
Okay.
I will roll for damage.
And last time you did, I think it was 1 point of damage to it last time as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you actually really fucked up this thing's windshield. It's cracked to the point where you don't even think they could see through it anymore. They probably... One, if they went into space, it would probably blow out because of how damaged it is. And 2, there might even be a hole in it. And 2, it's so cracked they can only see via sensors now. There's no visual way of seeing, which is generally fine when you're flying a ship anyways. You're usually using your sensors anyways. But because they're fighting individual units on the ground, that's where it's like, they actually have a really hard time tracking you as an individual unit versus, like, say, a ship on the ground. You guys, on your turns for this round, actually get the ship. You finally get it on. Sid's up there, turning the wrench, connecting a couple of few wires, and finally says, now! And then, what's his name? Icarus, flicks the power switch, checks the balance and everything on the inside. The VI for the ship comes online and immediately is able to communicate with you, identifies the different guns, and starts going through like the uploading process to get the guns online. You know that this could take probably about 30 seconds or so for it to come online, which is fine because, again, ship-to-ship combat is much slower. So that ship is actually going to, like I said, it was making its way around, trying to get into a combat mode to come by and attack you. You guys have 30 seconds to get into the vessel if that's what you would like to do.
I will get into the ship.
Okay. So you guys get into the vessel. This is actually where it comes out. Again, this thing can't fly. It has the cracked wings and everything. The hull is damaged. But it does have full power, and it does have everything else working, more or less. Frank, I actually need from you to roll an initiative check as the thing makes its way back around to actually attack you. Initiative check for you versus that fighter.
I have to find my token.
Oh, sorry. I said Frank?
Yes.
Yeah, Frank too. You too, Ollie. And then you too, Rick. Sorry. My apologies.
Have you fixed the adrenal pump initiative, thing?
Oh, I totally didn't after last session. Remind me during this break. I'll see if I can fix it quickly there.
Okay, so I'll just roll normally then and add 2 to it.
Yep, sounds great.
Haha!
My
That
initiative.
would be an 11.
Okay. Let's get these in order for you guys. It actually looks like James got to go first specifically because he had the adrenal pump giving him that +2. So you get a 9, 7, 4, 2. So that being said, the thing
No,
comes...
this would be an 11. This is without the adrenal pump on,
Oh,
but I did
Jesus.
switch it on.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we can change that to an 11. Awesome. So you crushed it. So you are instantly you are able to have the ship. The ship's online. It's functioning. We're not doing this like normal ship-to-ship combat because you guys kind of aren't in ship-to-ship combat at the moment with the broken one down below. So every character generates 1 CP for them to use. Unfortunately, because it's your first turn, you have no CP generated unless you choose to generate it. The thing is, because this is technically a ship that is commanded by Frank's character, Sid always generates an additional 2 CP. So it's one of those things where Sid got everything online, up and running, and despite the fact that you don't even, you would imagine the computer's still loading up and the targeting's still happening, you were very surprised to see, no, everything's ready to fire. You got into the thing, you sat down in the seat, you see the thing coming, you're like, oh shit. Oh shit! So you have 2 CP to use Going to the rules, just as a reminder, those are all in your journals tab. To fire one weapon takes 2 CP.
I know that overkill is an assault rifle ability, but could it be used with the sand thrower?
So, overkill is an assault rifle ability. It can only be used with the assault rifle. It also only lasts 2 rounds. 30 seconds have passed, which is 5 rounds.
That's true. Yeah, I'll just fire the sand thrower then. And I would like to aim at the windshield again.
Okay, awesome. So if you're aiming at a specific thing, that doesn't require CP, does it? Targeting system requires 1. You'd have to hold your turn and let them go first, or you could just target them.
Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just roll and hope to hit, I guess.
Okay.
And any positives, negatives?
No, actually, everything's they did a great job fixing it, and Frank gave you all the CP you need.
So this would be a sand thrower. Also, no fancy things.
That's an amazing attack roll. Roll your damage for me.
Yeah, that's good. Actually, I'm gonna roll again because it's got the flak ability, just to check if I get a crit, which I don't. All right, let's hope for some good damage.
8 points of damage. Okay, so fun thing. You had done 4 points of damage total to the windshield before with
the windshield, yeah.
Before, and then now you pull the flak emitter and you start firing away at these things. Let me just double check one detail. Okay, it's been a long time since we did ship-to-ship combat with these things. Always super boring when you're remembering the rules. These weapons, fast number against these weapons. Weapons roll hit rolls and damage twice and take the better of results. So you get to roll your damage a second time.
Oh, right.
You definitely got the better the first 2 times over there. Okay, cool. So you line up the flak emitter, and the thing just starts going and just firing a whole bunch of little spray at the thing. But again, you're familiar with these weapons, you're familiar how to use them, and you know that you already found a soft spot that you've already injured. Usually the windshield's not necessarily a soft spot, but this one is because you've already harmed it so much. So then you kind of press all the gears and whatnot on it. You actually work with the AI to focus the attack instead of being just a bigger spread, a more focused attack. And you try following your target as best you can to aim for that windshield. You're throwing, the sand thrower is throwing all these tiny particles into the side of the hull, scratching it, harming it across the way. But then you kind of drag it up to where it is, completely blows through the windshield. Everybody inside is just entirely eviscerated from the particles flying in, and the thing just starts careening and flying off to the side where it crashes. So,
cool.
You actually take down the fighter. You see Constantinia. You did not hear the shots from the assault rifle from way over there. It was kind of too far for you to really pick up that sound. However, you heard the flak emitter going off at the over there from the gun, and you actually look up and see the ship twirling and going off to the side, and you see the little flash of light and smoke coming up from where it crashed.
Carmen on the radio. Scratch one bogey.
Constantinia, command intelligence or wisdom check for me.
Audible sounds of Batarians shitting themselves.
Ooh,
nice.
That was a really good roll. So, you actually find out that they immediately call in reinforcements of 2 other fighter crafts. Based off the way that they're calling in these reinforcements, they literally say the other 2 fighter crafts. You think that's the extent of their resources for aerial support. And they also start calling in for everybody that's here working on this base that's in front of you for them to get armed and ready and to move out. Everybody, get your weapons ready, get out there. We're going to squash this problem now. We need to end it now. Muted.
Mute it.
Aww.
Nope.
Poor Aaron.
Shut up. Are you good now?
Yeah, I genuinely feel bad, but go ahead.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. They are mobilizing all resources. They have 2 more fighters coming in, and they're mobilizing ground support. Everyone they have.
Good. Sounds
I'm
like
on
we hit
my
him
way.
where it hurt.
Okay. So that being said, as you guys are, as everybody's getting mobilized and whatnot, as they're starting to get ready, Kieran, Constantinia, you are already turned and started making your way towards there. Now are you just doing like a flat out rundown, trying to get there as quickly as you can? Cool. So you're trying to get back to the vessel as quickly as you can. What's the plan with the other 3 that are currently sitting inside the broken fighter?
I'm gonna try and find a vantage point inside the ship, kind of like where Icarus was in his Overwatch, and I want to get a height advantage to get a good aim on them as they
Are you
approach.
abandoning the
Do you not
anti-aircraft
want
gun?
to use the fighter against the fighters?
You have to take out the 2 fighters.
You have to stay here. I was gonna do that.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a
You
while
have to
away
stay
though,
there.
aren't they?
They move a lot quicker than people on foot. And it's actually one of those things where it's like you and Sid should both stay here
And
so
you can
Sid can keep
probably
you.
shoot
Yeah, Sid was
downwards at
down here.
people a little bit.
No.
You know? So I actually wasn't even gonna go get anywhere higher. I was gonna be like the hole next to this one with my sniper.
If
Okay.
anything, Sid is like making just scrap fortifications on top of the ship so she can be up where she needs to repair if the ship gets hit.
Yep. Gotcha. So it's one
And
of
also
those.
shoot at people.
Yeah. So, well, luckily you guys, again, reminder where the fighter, that broken fighter is, it came out the other side of the broken craft from where the opening is exposed to the front half of the broken vessel, where all the soldiers are going to be coming from. So luckily you have the entire half a length of the cruisers cover from the other people. They have to travel quite a bit to get to you. So it's
Oh,
actually
fine.
good.
Yeah, in that case, I would definitely be staying put and just like watching the skies.
Okay, there you go. Awesome. Constantinia, is your plan to get all the way to them, or are you going to hold up somewhere inside this broken half of the hull?
How far away is it from them?
The length of the ship is about a half a kilometer, so a fourth of a kilometer.
I do want to kind of stay out of the way so I can make more strategic takeouts, where possible.
Okay, sure. So you
That
want to
makes
be like you want to kind of more or less do what you did before, which is like hold
Yeah.
up in this front area. Sure, not a problem. We can do that.
We're out of combat now, right?
Correct. It's 820 feet. Is the front of the vessel to the back of the vessel. The front of this half to, you know what I mean, to where you guys are. You're out of combat at the moment. Yes, sir. Awesome.
Cool.
So we're going to allow a little bit of time to pass. Constantinia, are you taking command over the 2 NPCs that are still inside there?
Which ones are they again? Is one that snuck up with me? What's
Don't
the other
forget the
one?
rebel.
And the other one's the guy that came from the city that's missing one of his legs.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Stumpy.
sent him away.
Yeah. Send him just like deeper
Away.
into the ship where it's safer.
Yeah, like just go somewhere else.
Okay. Awesome.
Not on the front line. You're gonna be in the way.
Cool. And Ollie, you are joining her to the front half where you can actually overwatch down and take people out that are running on foot with your sniper rifle.
Yeah, now you described it, I would do that.
Perfect. So you more or less get into the same position you were at beforehand when you were watching over Constantinia.
Apparently.
Cool. So with as you get to that position and you get your sniper rifle out and you just start scanning with obviously robotic senses, you start scanning, you immediately catch Constantinia finally at the point where she's running into the vessel down below, the same place where you guys had breached this hole before. So she goes running in down below where it's finally safe from cover, and looking behind the other way, you can start to see your targets filtering their way out, making their way across. Now, do you intend to sit here and take out as many targets as you can before they get to you? One shot every
By
other round?
targets, I imagine you mean the melee people,
I mean the melee people for him.
like the ground force.
Correct.
Oh,
Fighters.
yeah. Melee people.
Sorry.
People on the ground, yes.
People on the ground,
And if
yeah.
if they were bringing vehicles, I'd pay more attention to those.
Cool. So at first they're not, at least right now they're not, but there are definitely. Do me a favor, roll me a perception. You can do wisdom or intelligence on this one, Ollie.
Foot mobiles just don't
Sladden's-
stand a chance against a well-positioned sniper in Mass Effect because of the ginormous range on it.
Of course.
Just like
Um,
in real life.
Exactly. So you see 10 Batarians making their way across the field. At one point, so there is cover between where they're going, where they are, and where they're coming. But, I mean, we're talking 1.5 kilometers distance they have to make. That is an insane distance. I'm not going to have you rolling a trillion rolls. That's not going to be fun for everybody to sit there and watch for a long time. So we're going to kind of sum that up into actually sniper rifle checks as opposed to attack rolls. So we'll get to that in a moment. All right, back over there. You guys are sitting there waiting for the fighters to come by. Frank, is there anything else that you're literally just getting ready for quick repairs if need be, correct?
Quick repairs and making it so there's a little bit of a barricade in case she gets shot at.
Sure. Why don't you roll me? Wait, in case we get shot at. Yourself?
I mean, what if they shoot at the ship when I'm on the ship?
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Okay, cool. I was just confirming that. All right, roll me an electronics check
again.
Roll me an electronics check to represent your preparation.
Yep. 9.
Awesome. You do an amazing job getting all the stuff, the supplies, everything needed where you need them to be. So you're ready to go for quick repairs. You're actually going to be moving forward with a +1 to your electronics checks, okay? For the purpose of these repairs, if you need to make them. All right. That's going to be it for there. We're going to go back over to Icarus because you're the one that's going to be handling the targets first. You're going to roll for me, instead of attack rolls, you're going to roll me sniper skill checks.
They don't exist anymore.
Rifle skill
Rifle.
checks.
There we go. I'm going to use a luck point because I never will otherwise, ever.
Go for it. We have 6 left, so go for it. Well, 5 now, but you know.
I don't know if I got any modifiers. I didn't add any.
No, it's just your sniper rifle. It's same typical stuff. Roll me 2 more of those, sir. Are you going to also use luck points on those 2?
No. If I knew I was doing 3, I wouldn't have used 1.
Hey, listen, that one
We
does
got
a
one
lot.
good one in now. So,
Yeah.
I guess.
Quit bitching.
I feel like there should be full disclosure of
Roll me a dexterity save. Cool. Roll me another dexterity save.
Fall.
Yeah. All right, and
Ships
the
fall, everyone dies.
last
Oh,
one
no.
for me. Oh my God! Okay.
So I didn't need the luck at all.
No, you did because the first roll was great.
Oh, the first one. The first one still would have been a 7, which isn't terrible.
Okay.
Yeah, but the third one's a crit, though.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I forget they exist.
Double 6s.
Jesus.
So I killed them all.
Yeah,
They
actually,
did.
more or less that happens. So let's explain this out. So they start making their way over, as I described beforehand. They're trying to use cover. But Icarus is patience. He's a robot. He doesn't experience time. Waits, sees a target, dead. Waits, sees a target, dead. They start moving in faster and faster and faster, trying to get there, doing the best they can to stay to cover. The entire time, Constantinia is waiting out, trying to wait till they get close enough that she can finally start fighting them. All of those 10 targets I said first came out and started rushing towards your half. You took them all out. Before you took them all out, another handful more came out. 5 more came out as well. You took them all out too. As a matter of fact, they eventually got onto one of their sleds that they had and jacked that thing in full gear forward, grabbed up shields, like a little shield generator, to try to get that thing to keep them alive. You rolled a critical hit. You actually found the exact spot you needed to, shot through it, boom, destroyed the shield generator, and then took out the rest of the targets. You actually take out all of the people that were moving on foot to come over here. There's nobody on foot coming over here. It was about 19 people. So Constantinia is waiting. Like, you get back there, stay safe. You know, be as good as your friend. You know, like,
I will
she's
ensure
like waiting.
that there are no longer any more hostiles, and that combat is ultimately all math.
And then, ultimately, all math, I just got that. And then one of the fighters comes ripping in immediately afterwards. This thing, as it's coming flying in, it actually is going to make a perception check, but it is going to have a good roll on this one. Boop, boop. So it actually noticed where Icarus was, because of the firing and whatnot that was going on. Icarus took out all those things in his comment, all these things. So it says, All targets have been eliminated. All combat is more or less just math. Whatever it was that you had just said. As the fighter is flying in, it sees these discharges of your firearm shooting down into the pit, taking them all out. Obviously, having received word that they were being pinned down by a sniper, the thing, as it flies in the direction so it could see you, and all of a sudden it just starts opening up its gun and firing your way. Icarus, roll for me a dexterity save or evasion save, sorry.
I think this is accurate, unless it may have a +1. Doesn't matter.
12? What should... No, 12 sounds right.
Well, because I constantly change... I don't update my stats when I change form, because otherwise I would forget that I changed form. So it might have a +1. I never remember what the saves are made of.
Yeah, it's made out of... So...
But it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, you rolled low enough. Yeah, we'll have to check that for the future, like, notice for ourselves. Moving on. So you make your... as the ship's flying in, the guns open up... You see this thing coming, and you try to get out of the way. Like, you know, you're a box bot. You're not exactly super quick. You are not able to get out of the way. It does make its attack roll against you. I'm sorry?
He moves pretty fast when he wants to. He's like a tortoise. He moves slowly all the time, aside from when he needs to move fast.
Okay. And that's going to use just one. And it's going to do...
I'm currently sitting on a lot of HP.
You are...
That is good. You will need it. These are ship guns, remember?
Yeah, but it's a dinky little fighter. What's it gonna do to me? 18 points of damage? Nothing.
Nothing. It says nothing.
Actually is nothing.
So 18 points of damage is a pretty... That would kill most people, right? A craft...
I mean, it is something, but Icarus survives it.
A craft to person shot. So a person to craft shot is divided by 10. A craft to person shot is one of those things where it is in theory multiplied by 10. However, you did still have a lot of cover in front of you, so on and so forth. So even though you failed your save, it still got the attack. It hurt you a considerable amount. So, Icarus, you take that hit as the fighter flies by to go over to join them.
I go inside.
He probably has like 1 health left. So yeah, like you said, you go inside the vessel to hide. As the thing flies around the corner, it does this its hard turn to make sure it does its hard turn fairly far out, because once again it received word about what had been discovered beforehand. So it takes its turn further out, so it's not like it's one of those like turning in front of you, you get a free shot. It knows that you're there. Now, you do technically get a free shot because you have a prepared action for when it came into range. However, there's no bonuses to this whatsoever. You're only working with 2 CP. You get nothing extra. You can't even target because you only get the 2 CP. Oh, actually, Frank, are you generating CP on your turn on purpose?
I can.
You have 3 CP. My apologies.
And the captain of the ship decides the turn order.
I can also support a department, which would be the gunnery department, which gives it -2 CP to any action that they choose.
But it doesn't have a fire-all gun, so so more or less, you would. It doesn't matter. We math out to you actually can target if you want to. Fuck.
Yep.
I will definitely target windshields.
It's a -4 to your attack roll.
Is it though?
It is. But because it's a flak emitter to a fighter, you get to roll twice. Take the better of the 2.
Exact same.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I can tell you that that's actually going to miss.
I know. I'm gonna use a pool of luck points, I think.
Sure, go right ahead. I think you have 5 left at this point, so this makes 4 left. Oh, 16, you hit! I was hoping for that 1.
Yeah, it's like, 1 out of 6, it could go wrong.
Yeah. I roll damage twice, take the better of the 2. Hi, puppy.
Fuck you.
Yeah, alright,
That's
10.
the windshield gone.
Yeah, that is a lot of... Okay, fucking sweet. So you fire at the ship. take out the windshield. Not all vessels have windshields. This in particular craft, the style does, and so it has much less armor there. And so you're actually able to take out the windshield in its entirety on this one, and it comes spinning and careening down to a crash. Now, immediately behind this fighter coming in, a second one came in as well. It also opened fire on where Ollie was because it received coordinates of where Ollie's target was. Ollie, you don't have to roll though. You had already been like, yeah, I'm gonna go indoors. So you went inside. All of a sudden you hear it like the brrr, and you see just like the damage and the ripping through the hull of the ship as the gun opens up over there attacking. This one is not a flak emitter. This one's actually, so I went, it's actually more of a as much larger rounds are cutting through because I cut it through the hull of the ship. As you took that one down, this other fighter comes up behind it, coming into your view. You do not have a prepared attack. You had already used it. So that is that. You have to roll me initiative, sir.
Bring it. That's a 9.
Why do you roll so well?
Because I can. I suck at making saves though. So,
God damn it. So 9 versus 5. Clearly, we know who the winner is going to be. Sid, obviously, on your ship's turn, you would go first so you can generate that 1 extra CP and making 2 more CP, giving them 3 CP. Go ahead, Rick. You got to go first.
I'm gonna shoot the cockpit bridge windshield. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Roll again, because you get to roll twice and take the better of the 2. All right, roll your damage.
Ooh.
Okay, so you do exactly like you just described. Targeted the windshield again, seeing once again this is a flaw in this design. Probably one of the reasons why this design is not typically used. You start shooting at the windshield, and you fuck up the windshield completely. However, you do not pierce through, kill the fighter, kill the actual pilot and whatnot. The fighter is still up and flying around, and it is going to take aim and fire at your broken ship lying on the ground. Oh, it is a sitting duck, and I get to have a really good check on my roll. And my damage is way better. 1 second.
You know, no one likes someone who boasts.
That's
Did
okay.
your mama ever tell you that?
That's okay.
I keep forgetting the name of the planet.
I don't even know.
Tyarma?
Oh yeah.
Yes, that name.
Give myself a
Stupid
plus 3
jungle
because you're on the
planet.
ground. Ugh! I hit your ship.
Hey Scott.
No!
Yeah.
No! No! But I want to press that button. I want to press that button, please. 9 points of damage. Oh no! You're gonna do this to me?
I'm gonna do this to you.
But I have armor piercing, and that's 9 damage to your 8 HP ship.
It would have been 9 HP because 20% extra health.
Well,
Have a
still
special
9 on
thing.
9 is still enough.
This
Fine.
is why I'm careful.
As you fire your gun, your fucking gun, shooting the thing, messing up the windshield and whatnot, it lines up the perfect attack. It's, again, the thing's like, doof, 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 doof. All 3 attacks would have hit the hull and just completely destroyed it. Unfortunately, the last little spray of your of the little particles go through and hit the chair right next to the pilot of that vessel. Literally hit the chair right there, blowing out the back of the chair. Well, the pilot survives and freaks him the fuck out, and he's like, ah! Like pulls up last second and makes the attack miss. Doo, doo, doo. Hits the ground nearby. Little poofs of sands come up as the mass enhanced weapon hits the ground. Damn you, Frank! Damn you! I said Frank. Rick. It's your turn.
Right. I'm gonna shoot at the pilot. Cause I don't like him anymore. Cold shot again.
Did you ever like him in the first place?
Not really, no.
That called shot crap with the being able to roll twice is like so chintzy.
No, that's flag.
I know.
But I missed. So
you
you could still kill us.
are you gonna PPL
Oh,
or
yeah,
no?
wait, I could use a party pull. Like, I'm definitely gonna do that.
Okay.
To avoid said reasons.
How many did it leave us with, Frank? I think 2 or 3.
And he misses.
And you miss.
3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wheels back around and comes in for another attack. Oh, yes. I wrote flak emitter. It's actually not a flak emitter, but that's okay. So I changed the damage. You're a sitting duck, though. You're not flying. But that's part of the factor. Damn it! That's part of the factor. So more or less what it is as it comes up to hit the thing, as it comes up to shoot, the first shot of the 3 shots, the first shot actually hits the ground in front of you and misses. The second shot actually hits the ship. It's a dead-on shot. However, it perfectly hits right in one of the spots where Sid had set up all these extra supplies and everything to help reinforce the ship and fix the hull if need be, giving it all this extra armor it has to try to penetrate through, and sending the weapon instead of like a perfect hit. It's like a glancing hit, sends it out the side, puts a huge like scratch into the hull, does not harm it. And the third attack does hit as well, but it hits the wing that was already broken, the part of the ship that was already broken from the crash of the cruiser. So, effectively a miss. Back to, as again, these rounds are very long, but back to you. Sorry, it's like 15 personal rounds equal 1 ship round. And you're still a sitting duck. Are you going to continue to take a minus force? Or you just want to go for a clean
Probably,
shot?
because he's got like 6 hit points left. It's gonna take me 2 shots to like try and kill him, so I'm gonna keep firing at him. It's personal.
Roll again.
Oof.
Okay. You get 3 left on the PPL, and you only get so much luck left with them coming back. You gonna use it?
Yeah. Are people okay with me using it for like a 3 or higher?
Ollie is always okay with it, so he doesn't have to.
I think Sid's like getting off the ship at this point. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't blame you. I'm gonna take the risk.
Yes! Oh, this is great. So the thing says wheeling back around and coming in for another lineup of attack to shoot at the vessel that's broken on the ground. And... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, this is crazy. The problem is, again, you had already shot through the windshield. You scared the shit out of the pilot. They're trying to fire at you on the ground, but you're not exactly emitting much. Like, you're not moving, so you're not on radar that way. They have to try to pick up your electro frequency. However, you aren't putting off as much power because you're literally just sitting on the ground shooting the thing. You're a much harder target, and any visuals that they would usually have a shattered windshield. The attack just comes out wrong. It's just a terrible attack. They miss you entirely. Fuck, Frank. Rick, it's your turn. Go again.
It's getting a little annoying, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna try and take him out once again. Just because one of these days, I'm gonna get a decent roll. There we go.
Okay.
It's going straight for the pilot.
Yep, of course. As we've described before, windshield gone, anybody in the cockpit eviscerated. The thing comes down for a crash. It's lining up perfectly for its last run through. It's got you guys locked on. There's no question that it's going to be able to hit you because it takes a dangerous turn. It actually comes in super low and super fast, knowing that it's lining up its guns. It's a close run, but it's definitely going to be able to hit you this time because of how close it's getting to you, not staying safe and up high firing down. Unfortunately, it put itself in harm's way. You hit the thing. It comes careening down, barely misses your ship as it's flying by. Barely misses it. Spinning in, scrapes comes in and smashes it into the broken hull of the cruiser on the other side. Little explosion that happens there. Back to you guys on the other side. You don't see any more reinforcements. And with that, we'll take our next break. See everybody in 5 minutes.
Goddamn Japanese.
You guys are like heroes or something.